got some fun scenarios I want to have you take a look at that were shot at our 48 hours of adrenaline. This was the last chamber of 3 different chambers, so they were pretty amped by the time they got here. But what we did was we threw a padded bat at the end of the room. They had to run from the opposite room, and then as they did, the predators filled in behind him, so he had to grab that weapon and just start wailing on them. Now the cool thing here is that with this padded bat idea, you can do this with much less armor and still have quite a humdinger of a scenario. So let's take a look again. Here's our man running for his life to get to that bat because he knows his pals are going to be right behind him, ready to give him some love. The idea here is just to defang the cobra, simple strikes with the baton, go after the weapon hand. The live hand, the empty hand, wasn't doing a whole lot other than maybe jam the weapon, but the idea was to definitely go for full force, incapacitate each person. Now, it is a multiple attack situation. However, these guys weren't making it too tough. This is the 3rd chamber he was in, so he was already worked over pretty good. Here they're pushing him a bit to where the timing, comes in pretty quickly before he's able to finish the other guy. The 3rd man can come in. It's a timing call. But it's a pretty wild and crazy scenario, definitely adrenalizing for the student. And the main thing is they're opening up their periphery, using their breath, and hitting with maximum power under the adrenaline rush. Now, just a friendly reminder that remember, as the attacker, you need to respond pretty effectively. Now, you still want to give the student give them a success, but you want to respond. You want to give them the biofeedback when they hit you, especially when you can't feel it so much with the predator armor against these bats. You got to fake it. You got to give them that biofeedback that their strike was working, otherwise they'll get frustrated. Like here, the guy didn't go to the finish, so Brian, as the rules of this engagement was to go up and kick him because he should have gone down all the way to the ground. So you want to have pre-established rules, but you also want to have the guys moving as realistically as possible, positively. They don't want to be real tight and tense. They want to be loose as a goose and actually having fun in that thing. Okay, so there's some pretty good stuff in this one. This is Fast Defense Global President Todd Miller, and they're going to work him over pretty good. Now watch how they come in, and they're taunting him, but they're not closing the distance, and he's not quite sure why. He just knows they're not coming, but he's watching his periphery, which is huge. And all of a sudden from behind, this is a pretty advanced scenario, they push him pretty hard, but he kept his peripheral open and was able to go for it, go for the glory. He's just going for whatever target is available. If a second guy comes in, then he stacks and continues on. We lost it in the camera a little bit, but he's going on this guy pretty good. Now watch how this guy doesn't respond. That's 1, and he goes 2, and 3, and 4. After 2 strikes or so, you should be going down. The 3rd attacker could have just intervened and come on in, but he chose to stay out. He comes in, he's woofing, given the verbal. Todd's using his verbal defense, but the guy's not going away. Todd's getting that sense, and then he just comes in, does a couple strikes, and backs away, having fun. The coach is there to blow the whistle, allow Todd to bring his neocortex back online and to assess the situation. And there you got a fun, wild, and crazy scenario, but it's also pretty safe.
This is over. Fuck you up, man. There's somebody over there that needs your help. What? Stop, hands up. Hands up. Look around. Look around.